dig a hole in a snowbank because she's ridiculous. And I just wanted to do our weekly roundup. So, our weekly roundup. How are the animals? They're good. Shadowfax is over here being a weirdo, standing on a pile because he's been pooping in one spot, so we got to clean that up, which we're going to do shortly. So he's doing well. He is filthy. So let's talk about why he's filthy first of all. Also, why are these dogs crazy? So first of all, let's talk about why he's filthy. Last week, it was really, really cold and really frigid and horrible. And this week, suddenly above freezing during the day, which is not normal for us. You know, we're in central Canada. Usually this time of year, we're getting 35, 40 below. That's not what's happening this time. Let's go over and check the rabbits while I talk about that. So if you notice, we actually have spots where the grass is starting to show. Okay, so if you look under that picnic table, grass is starting to show. The base of those trees over there, grass is starting to show. Even down on this path we walk on, there's like no snow under my feet, like barely any snow under my feet. And yes, we have to clean this pen too because it's been so freakishly warm. And they don't like me, bunnies. Hey guys! Hey guys! Hi Falcon. Falcon likes me, but his girlfriend doesn't. So don't worry about that. Let's go this way. We're not going to worry about them. They're fine. So it has been a really, really mucky week. You can actually see that on the ground here. It's been so, so mucky. And these guys, it's so, so mucky. It's because it's been warm. So that brings us to what I wanted to talk about today. So what happens when the temperature gets like this is during the day, you know, we have all this snow, which is not as much snow as we normally get. This snow is melting. Did Tequila just fall over dead? Are you okay? That was interesting. Look over, Tequila's got her feet in the air. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Anyway, so what happens when the weather gets this warm with this amount of snow is this snow melts and it turns into basically slop. Okay, so we'll go here and look at some of the slop, which is not attractive. See, there's no snow under there either. That's how much snow has melted. Okay, so if we go over here, hi Shadowfax. You go over here and you take a look. This is all just from the ground. Okay, because he poops over behind me. Hi, buddy. Good boy, you are so dirty. But this is all just slop from the ground because things have been melting. Hi. Yes, I love you too. You're a good boy. Hi, vodka. So it's just all so freakishly sloppy and gross. So why does that matter? Okay, so during the day, the animals, whether they're the dogs or the goat or the horse, they roll around in what is muck because the snow is melting and causing muck everywhere. And they get really, really gross. They get all wet and disgusting. Then at night, it goes below freezing. So now you've got wet animals getting cold. That's not good. That is a recipe for disaster. So what can you do about it? I'll tell you what we do about it. We need to make sure their houses are dry. So if you're talking about the rabbits over there, the houses that they're in have to stay dry. So having them up off the ground a little bit so they're not sitting in muck. Have dry bedding on the insides because that's really important. Vodka's off in a bush, Tequila's rolling in some snow. But houses off the ground, lots of bedding, that handles it for the rabbits. And the same thing is true for the other animals. So the chickens, they need to have dry bedding. You need to make sure you're mucking out the wet bedding every single day. They need dry bedding because they come in from being outside. Tequila's dying. You okay? But they come in from being outside and they're wet. So they go into their barn and they're dripping. So every single afternoon, Vaude, Every single afternoon, I like to make sure that we have made sure that their house is dry. So you muck out the wet bedding because it's gross and disgusting. Here's Tequila. Like even, she's wet just from playing in the snow. Because it's so warm out right now that snow's melting as she rolls in it. So she's pretty gross right now. With the dogs, they just come in and get dried off. The cats can just come in and get dried off. I'm not bringing the horse inside to get him dried off. And frankly, the horse is a lost cause. Hear that? You are a lost cause. Because he likes to be wet. Luckily, miniature horses are hardy as heck. So for the most part, I can just ignore the fact that he got wet. Okay, hi Tequila. For the most part, I can just ignore the fact that he gets wet and just kind of ignore him. Arwen's going out. But everybody else, it is a real concern. If Arwen goes to bed wet, she's going to wake up sick the next morning. Okay, her temperature will drop. It's not going to be fun. So the trick is to make sure she's dry and she has a dry place to sleep before she goes to bed. And that really is all you can do. Can't remove all this snow and stop the muck from happening. That's not going to happen. Leave it. Thank you. Good girl. She was going to run after a car. She doesn't like cars in our yard. Good girl. Yeah, she doesn't like cars. Anyway, really all you can do is keep them dry. She's watching the car. It's not invading, it's just driving past. We have so few vehicles in our area that when a vehicle comes, the dogs take exception. There's Rowan with Whiskey there. So, oh, rolling in the snow again. So really all you can do is make sure when your animals go to bed at night, they are dry, because it's going to get cold overnight and then the next day it's going to get warm again. So it's not worth it during the day to run around and try to make sure everyone's dry all day. That's not going to help you, and you're just not going to be able to do it. So instead, make sure they're dry before they go to bed at night. All right? Make sure they're dry. Anyway, that is really about it here today at Anderson Acres. Yes, we are going to clean up his pile. I don't know why he's pooping in that corner. He was pooping in the other corner. I don't know. We're just not going to worry about it. But that is about it for us here today at Anderson Acres. As the temperatures warm up and you get these sloppy, sloppy days, but chilly, chilly nights, make sure your animals are dry before they go to bed. It will help prevent a host of issues. And try to keep the humidity down in your coops and barns. But that is it for us here today at Anderson Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.